Superfoods, Few easy to implement changes to your diet. Part 6. Wheat and orange. Superfoods can be the basis of a sound, healthy and nutritious solution to curing many of these ailments plus many more. Superfood is a term now generally used to describe foods high in phytonutrient content that many people believe grants us many health benefits. Let's discuss in detail. Wheat. Wheat is one of our oldest harvested grains, first cultivated over 5,000 years ago. Wheat germ is the embryo of the wheat berry, a wheat kernel that hasn't been heated, milled, or polished, and it's loaded with nutrition. 2 tablespoons, at only 52 calories, have 4 grams of protein, 2 grams of fiber, 41 micrograms of folate, a third of the RDA, recommended daily allowance, of vitamin E, along with high levels of thiamine, manganese, selenium, vitamin B6, and potassium, together with reasonable levels of iron and zinc. Wheat germ, like flaxseed, is also one of the few sources of plant-derived omega-3 fatty acids. Just 2 tablespoons, the serving size of wheat germ, of Kretschmer toasted wheat germ have 100 mg of beneficial omega-3 fatty acids. Wheat germ contains phytosterols that play a role in reducing cholesterol absorption. A recent clinical trial reported that slightly less than 6 tablespoons of wheat germ per day caused a 42.8% reduction in cholesterol absorption among the human volunteers in the study. Sprinkle wheat germ on yogurt, cold cereal or hot oatmeal. Add it to pancake and muffin mix and into a quick bread. When you think that only 2 tablespoons of wheat germ can significantly boost your day's nutrition, why not keep a jar of it in the fridge? Few issues in the diet and nutrition wars are more confusing than carbohydrates. Low-carb diets have increased the confusion. They've drawn attention to carbohydrates, but unfortunately have oversimplified the issue of protein versus carbs. Many people have come to believe that carbs equal weight gain and are bad. Foods are now being labeled with banners that claim, no carb, or carb-free. Consumers trying to lose weight are being told that eating carbs will destroy any hope of weight loss. What's been lost in this battle, at least for many consumers, is the fact that, like fats and proteins, not all carbs are created equal. Carbohydrates are found in a large number of foods, from table sugar to vegetables, to beans, and whole grains. A teaspoon of sugar is a carb. So is a slice of whole grain bread. You can guess which is better for you, but you may not know why. A whole grain, whether it's oats, barley, wheat, bulgur, or a host of others, contains every part of the grain. The 3 parts include the bran, a health-promoting, fiber-rich outer layer that contains B vitamins, minerals, protein, and other phytochemicals. The endosperm, the middle layer that contains carbohydrates, proteins, and a small number of B vitamins. The germ, the nutrient-packed inner layer that contains B vitamins, vitamin E, and other phytochemicals. It's the synergy of these 3 components that makes whole grains life-enhancing. The refined carbs described earlier have been stripped of their health-promoting parts. When grains are refined to make white flour or white rice, for example, the bran and the germ, and all their powerful nutrients, antioxidants, and phytonutrients are stripped away, leaving a starchy substance that is to whole grain what soda is to 100% fruit juice. They can make it into bread, but they can't make it healthy. Whole grains are essential to health. They provide fiber, vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, and other nutrients that are simply not available in any other effectively synergistic package. All healthy diets rely on them. Despite the fact that whole grains form the basis of most food pyramids, indicating that they should be a significant part of our diet, many North Americans fail to eat even 1 whole grain servings a day. Men and women who eat whole grains have a reduced risk of 20 types of cancer, according to a 1998 review of 40 observational studies, published in the journal Nutrition and Cancer. Whole grains also benefit the heart, according to an analysis of data from the Iowa Women's Health Study, a 9-year study of more than 34,000 postmenopausal women. When all other factors were considered, it was found that women who ate a serving or more of whole grain foods each day had a 14 to 19% lower overall mortality rate than those who rarely or never ate whole grains. It really is a tragedy that we consume so few whole grains and so many refined grains. If we could shift that balance, we would all be much healthier. We've already seen how oats can lower cholesterol levels and stabilize blood sugar. The complete list of the health-promoting abilities of whole grains is quite long. Vitamin E intake from food, not supplements, has been inversely related to the risk of stroke. Whole grains and nuts are the two major sources of whole food vitamin E. Whole grain consumption has been linked to a reduction in the risk of strokes. In the Nurses' Health Study, among the group that never smoked, a median intake of 2.7 servings of whole grains a day was associated with a 50% reduction in the risk of ischemic stroke. Given that less than 8% of adults in the US consume more than 3 servings of whole grains a day, it's clear we are missing a major health opportunity. One study in the Journal of the American Medical Association studied young adults and found those with the highest fiber the intake had the lowest diastolic blood pressure readings. Hypertension is consistently the most important risk factor for stroke. Researchers estimated that a 2 mm decrease in diastolic blood pressure would result in a 17% decrease in the prevalence of hypertension and a 15% reduction in risk for stroke. Whole grains form an important part of the DASH diet, dietary approaches to stop hypertension. See website http://www.nhlbi.nih.gov/health/public/heart/hbp/dash/closing parenthesis that has repeatedly been found to lower blood pressure. Whole grains are also helpful in preventing coronary artery disease. In the same Nurses' Health Study mentioned earlier, women who consumed a median of 2% whole grain servings a day experienced more than a 30% lowered risk of coronary artery disease. Whole grains contain folate, which helps to lower serum levels of homocysteine, an independent risk factor for stroke and cardiovascular disease. Oranges. Long recognized as a potent source of vitamin C, oranges are considered by most to be tasty, juicy, and unspectacular. No one gets excited about an orange in their lunchbox, but they should. The discoveries that are being made about the power of oranges to support heart health and prevent cancer, stroke, diabetes and a host of chronic ailments should bring oranges and other citrus fruits back to center stage as crucial components in a health-promoting and preventative diet. Humans and guinea pigs can't manufacture vitamin C. It's water-soluble and not retained in the body, so we need constant replenishment from dietary sources to maintain adequate cellular and blood levels. Alarmingly, a high percentage of children consume minimal amounts of vitamin C. The recommended daily allowance (RDA) for North Americans is 90 mg a day for adult males and 75 mg a day for adult females. It's fairly shocking that, given today's abundance of food, so many of us are deficient in a vitamin that's crucial to good health. While we might not be seeing cases of scurvy anymore, we're certainly seeing epidemic numbers of heart disease, hypertension, and cancer. The vitamin C in citrus, along with the other valuable nutrients, can play a major role in reducing these high levels of chronic disease. Flavonoids are a class of polyphenols found in fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds, grains, tea, and wine. There are over 5,000 flavonoids that have been identified and described in scientific literature, and we're learning more about them every day. Citrus flavonoids, which are found in the fruit's flesh, juice, pulp, and skin, are one of the reasons for the health-promoting attributes of citrus fruits and the reason that the whole fruit is so much more healthful than just the juice. Two of the flavonoids in citrus, naringan in grapefruit and hesperidin in oranges, occur only rarely in other plants and are thus essentially unique to citrus. The power of citrus flavonoids is dazzling. They're antioxidant and anti-mutagenic. The latter refers to their ability to prevent cells from mutating and initiating one of the first steps in the development of cancer and other chronic diseases. This is accomplished by their apparent ability to absorb ultraviolet light, protect DNA, and interact with carcinogens. Citrus flavonoids have been shown to inhibit cancer cell growth, strengthen capillaries, act as an anti-inflammatory, and they're antiallergenic and antimicrobial. Flavonoid intake is inversely associated with the incidence of heart attack and stroke as well as a host of other ailments. We're certain that an orange a day promotes cardiovascular health. The Framingham Nurses' Health Study found that drinking 1 daily glass of orange juice reduced the risk of stroke by 25%. Countless other studies have confirmed similar benefits from regular consumption of citrus. We're beginning to understand that, as with so many superfoods, it's the synergy of multiple foods and the variety of nutrients they contain that combine to amplify and intensify individual benefits. For example, oranges are rich in vitamin C. They are also rich in flavonoids, such as hesperidin, that work to revive vitamin C after it has quashed free radicals. In other words, the hesperidin strengthens and amplifies the effect of vitamin C in your body. In an interesting human clinical trial, orange juice was shown to elevate HDL cholesterol, good cholesterol, while lowering LDL, so-called bad cholesterol. The fiber in oranges is another major contributor to heart health. Citrus fruit, especially tangerines, is one of the richest sources of high-quality pectin, a type of dietary fiber. Pectin is a major component of the kind of fiber that's known to lower cholesterol. Pectin is also helpful in stabilizing blood sugar. A single orange provides 3 grams of fiber, and dietary fiber has been associated with a wide range of health benefits. About 35% of North Americans consume their fruit only in juice form. In most cases, their health would benefit if they would just add whole fruit whenever possible. Recent news from researchers has demonstrated that oranges can play a significant role in preventing cancer. We know, for example, that the Mediterranean diet, which includes a considerable amount of citrus, is associated with low incidences of cancers of the breast, lung, pancreas, colon, rectum, and cervix. Indeed, citrus fruits have been found to contain numerous known anti-cancer agents, possibly more than any other food. The National Cancer Institute calls oranges a complete package of every natural anti-cancer inhibitor known. One particular phytonutrient has attracted attention lately as a health-promoting agent. Amazingly, we routinely throw out this most potent part of the orange. In the oil of the peel of citrus fruits is a phytonutrient known as limonene. Oranges, mandarins, lemons, and limes contain significant amounts of limonene in the peel and smaller quantities in the pulp. Limonene stimulates our antioxidant detoxification enzyme system, thus helping to stop cancer before it can even begin. It's reassuring to know that a natural chemopreventive phytonutrient can work to prevent the process of carcinogenesis at the earliest stages. Limonene also reduces the activity of proteins that can trigger abnormal cell growth. Limonene has to block and suppressing actions that, at least in animals, actually cause regression of tumors. One study of people in Arizona found that those who used citrus peels in cooking reduced their risk of squamous cell carcinoma by 50%. We've long known that Mediterranean people suffer lower rates of certain cancers than others, and researchers now believe this can partly be ascribed to their regular consumption of citrus peel. Orange juice does contain some limonene but not nearly as much as the peel. Fresh squeezed juice has the most limonene, along with other nutrients, and orange juice pulp has 8 to 10% more limonene than juice with no pulp. Vitamin C, abundantly available in oranges, also plays a role in fighting cancer. In fact, there's a relatively consistent inverse association of vitamin C with cancer of the stomach, oral cancer, and cancer of the esophagus. This makes sense, as vitamin C protects against nitrosamines, cancer-causing agents found in foods that are thought to be responsible for instigating cancers of the mouth, stomach, and colon. One study of Swiss men found that those who died of any type of cancer had vitamin C concentrations about 10% lower than those who died from other causes. Citrus seems to have a protective ability against stroke. In the Men's Health Professionals follow-up study, citrus and citrus juice were major contributors to the stroke risk reduction from fruits and vegetables. It has been estimated that drinking 1 glass of orange juice daily may lower the risk of stroke in healthy men by 25%, while the risk is reduced only 8% from other fruits. It's very interesting that the consumption of vitamin C in supplement form does not appear to have the same benefits as the whole fruit when it comes to stroke prevention. This suggests that there must be some other protective substances in citrus juices to account for their power to protect from strokes. The current assumption at this point is that it's the power of the polyphenols that make the difference. Another reason to rely on whole foods for optimal nutrition. On the other hand, more than 350 to 400 milligrams a day of supplemental vitamin C for a period of at least 10 years seems to be an effective means of lowering your risk of developing cataracts. This is one instance where supplements do work. Well, there's no guarantee that by eating more superfoods you'll never have a heart attack, but by adding these foods to your diet, you are less likely to have one. It's not too difficult to add some fruits and vegetables to our diet. Keep them in the fridge and grab 1 or 2 in the morning on your way to work, as a snack between meals, and, of course, with your meals. By making just a few easy-to-implement changes to your diet can have a hugely positive effect on your health. Why not start now, to your good health? We will bring more informative videos on superfoods. Watch part 7 of this series. Like this video, give thumbs up. Share with your colleagues. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.